I know what you play with me. Phil. Get in there. Get in there.
What? It was everybody coming together and saying, oh, we're going to watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental. What we're going to watch here.
That's different than because he views Jake Paul as a decent boxer. This is not the first time that someone has come out and said this. We've heard Terrence Bud Crawford come out and say that because of the size difference, Tank won't be able to hurt Jake Paul, and that Jake Paul could probably knock him out with one punch.
Listen carefully. Something crazy just happened. Floyd Mayweather walked straight onto the stage and warned Jake Paul in front of everyone. This fight is no longer just entertainment. It's personal, dangerous, and the whole boxing world is on fire right now. Before you judge Jake or Gervonta Davis, watch this full video. Because what you're about to see will shock the entire world. Floyd Mayweather reportedly walked onto the stage during the Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis press conference and warned Jake Paul. The atmosphere turned heated instantly. Both sides started arguing and throwing sharp words at each other. This intense moment showed how serious and personal the fight has become for both teams before the big showdown.
Just showing up. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna knock him out. You know, he has a lot of flaws in his defense, and I'm gonna expose him. You know, look what a 135 Lamont Roach did to him, and it's just gonna be so much fun for me. I'm so glad that God gave me this moment. I'm Gervonta Tank Davis.
Many critics are calling the fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis unnecessary, saying it's more of a show than real boxing. But not everyone agrees. Ariel Helwani said fans enjoy these types of crossover fights in MMA and call them fun and exciting. But when it happens in boxing, people start hating and say it has no value. He believes this is a double standard. According to him, even if it's not traditional boxing, it is still entertaining and people want to watch it.
Generally, I'm sure it'll be a little bit closer, maybe 200 to 150. Like how much bigger can Tank get? Why would that be somewhat celebrated in MMA, but in boxing it isn't? Do you know what I mean, Pizzi? In MMA, like we sort of love the freak shows, but in boxing they don't. Why do you think that is? What does that say about us in MMA?
Well, we're a sick bunch of fucks. There's no doubt about that. But I will say,
you agree, right, or no?
Yeah. Like the idea of the MMA freak show is everybody coming together and saying, "Oh, we're gonna watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental. What we're gonna watch here." I think where people get annoyed with Jake is like, you know, he even got me. You know what I mean? This guy is the greatest outrage farmer of all time. I saw his tweet and I was like, reading it, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, this is exactly what he fucking wants me to do. You know, like this is every time I'm doing this, he's in the game of getting eyeballs, and this is ridiculous. As long as, like, you know, why do I like an MMA freak show? Why would I watch Eddie Hall in an MMA fight against Dylan Dennis? I'd be like, this is fucking ridiculous and I have to watch it. That's the way I feel about Jake Paul and Davis. I will watch it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's all of us getting together to go to the circus for the evening. I think the reason why there's pushback against it when Jake does it is because Jake, and obviously tactfully, is going like, what are you talking about? This guy's a world champion. I took out Mike Tyson. He's a world champion. And then I'm going to take out Canelo and stuff like this. Like he's winding us up. He's not agreeing to the stipulation that we're all agreeing on, which is this is a freak show. This is absolutely mental. As long as we can agree with that, we can all enjoy it collectively.
But do you not think he does agree to that? Do you not think he knows what this is?
No, I do.
Floyd Mayweather also spoke about this fight. He said the Paul brothers are doing things people don't understand, but they should be allowed to do what they want. However, he also said Jake Paul has never fought a real, experienced, top-level boxer. Jake hasn't faced someone who truly represents what a real fighter is inside the ring.
But like I said before, they know what they're doing. Both brothers. Logan as well as Jake, they know what they're doing. So they're doing what they got.
Fans and boxing experts are divided over this match. Many believe this fight doesn't match the true spirit of boxing. Longtime fans of Gervonta Davis are especially upset. They feel this fight is a step backward for Davis, who is known for his powerful knockouts and passion for the sport. Their problem isn't only with Jake Paul being a YouTuber, but with the idea that a serious boxer like Davis should even agree to this type of fight.
Can't believe people think that Tank ain't gonna knock out Jake Paul. Like, bruh, I'm gonna tell you exactly how it's gonna go. Jake Paul will go in that ring thinking he has the upper hand, he has the reach, he has the weight, and he gonna go in there confident. Yeah, he might stun Tank a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you, he gonna underestimate Tank. That's exactly what's about to happen. He's gonna underestimate him and his size, and he gonna get crushed. I think this right here is what's gonna end Jake Paul's boxing career. I think that Jake Paul, when you sit here and think about it, the people he fought, I'm not saying they wasn't real fighters, but they just not no Tank Davis. Buddy, I'm telling you, I don't think this is scripted. I think, yes, this is for money, but I think it's like, hey, at your own cost, go in that ring. Y'all know the weight difference. What's going to happen is what's going to happen at the end of the day. I think Tank really go, hey, drop him. He ain't going to understand. Jake Paul ain't understand how, but he's about to see it. And on some real stuff, I think Tank setting Jake Paul up. So I remember when Jake Paul went up against Tyson, he said, you need to fight me. Like, I want to get in the ring with Jake Paul. He disrespected the boxing world by getting in the ring with Tyson and embarrassing him. And, you know, Tank really messed with Tyson. I think he set him up, bro. Mark my words. I think he like, yeah, come in the ring, but we're going to do a friendly, you know what I'm saying? You know, a match or whatever. We're going to get this money up. He about to embarrass him November 14th. Just because Jake Paul think the boxing world's sweet. He think it's sweet. He think they about to keep taking it easy on him with these fights. All right, I bet you. How much I want to bet? Tank is setting him up. He's finna literally do him so bad just to make an example out of.
This fight has created a lot of strange and dramatic moments. One of them is about Shocker Stevenson, who was criticized after people said he sparred with Jake Paul. Many fans started hating on him, thinking he supports this event. But Shaka responded calmly, saying the hate doesn't bother him and it only motivates him more. His response shows maturity. Still, the fact that other boxers are getting dragged into this drama shows how controversial this fight really is. People seem to care more about social media drama than real boxing.
Right? When Turkey was doing all that, like, I don't want no boring Tom and Jerry fights, he came out with a Tom and Jerry hat. And then he fought in a style that is not sustainable for him. And it's not, again, for me, it's not sustainable because fighting like that, if you do that with the wrong one, you'll lose. If you fight how you fight, okay, it's going to be harder to win. But you're putting your own self on the chopping block, trying to appease the crowd or not be Tom and Jerry. It's not sustainable. And even in the Zepeda fight, he got rocked back with a jab and fell into the ropes like that. So you could say I wasn't hurt and all that, but it's still a bad look. It's a bad look. People always talk about Tank, the knee, hair grease thing, but what about Shakur getting rocked into the ropes from a Zepeda jab? Even if you were off balance, you're supposed to be light years ahead of Zepeda skillfully. So to me, that still looks really bad. Like, I've watched 50 fights from Floyd Mayweather, and he's fighting way better than Zepeda level. And Canelo and these guys, they're not punching him into the ropes and he's staggering back. The optics of it look bad. So back to it, Shakur, I feel like he's trying so hard to look unbothered, but he always replies to it so you could tell he's bothered. He's like, man, I got him so mad at me. And I personally, I don't prefer that when people do that. Like, for example, Shakur's like, man, I got him tuned in and thanks for the support. Bro, they're not really supporting you. They're all the comments underneath you saying whatever you said about, I get to pick Jake Paul's brain and work with him and all that. Most of them were negative. So you're trying to, like, it's so weird because it reminds me of when I've seen people like celebrities or whatever who they have a
Other boxers like Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford also shared their thoughts. They believe that even though Gervonta Davis is highly skilled, fighting Jake Paul is risky because Jake is much bigger and stronger physically. The size difference could be dangerous, even if Jake isn't as technically skilled. Haney and Crawford said fights like this make boxing look more like entertainment instead of a real sport. They believe boxing should stay meaningful, competitive, and not just a show for money and views.
And because he views Jake Paul as a decent boxer. This is not the first time that someone has come out and said this. We've heard Terrence Bud Crawford come out and say that because of the size difference, Tank won't be able to hurt Jake Paul, and that Jake Paul could probably knock him out with one punch. We've seen Shakur Stevenson's words say that this is a clown show, that this is a disgrace to boxing, that it's something that he doesn't want to be a part of, but then do everything he can to be a part of it by turning from 2-division, 3-division world champion, former unified champion, and turning himself from that into a damn sparring partner for Jake Paul. So people's words, people's actions are showing that they really, really deep down like this fight. And now you can add Devin the Dream Haney to the list of fighters. And I just find it funny because here's the thing. I disagree with him. I am only interested in this fight because number one, I'm a diehard Gervonta Tank Davis fan. And number two, I don't really like Jake Paul at all. So I would like to see Tank Davis knock his block off. But as far as a competitive standpoint, as far as thinking it's a good fight, as far as loving the fight, nah, bro, I think it's a trash-ass fight. I think Tank Davis is way too good, way too skilled, way too talented to even allow Jake Paul to share the ring with him. That is my opinion. And so as a result, my pick of the fight or my overview and analysis of the fight is the same. If it's a real fight, if this is something that Tank Davis is taking serious, Jake Paul is going to get in that bitch and be a punch.